welcome to another Wise Owl research presentation. This is going to feature composite functions, and what we are going to do is to come up with a rule. And we have here the actual function. So we have f of x equals x plus 2. So the function of x is x plus 2. G of x is the reciprocal of x, and h of x is just root x. I'm going to assume that you guys know how functions work, but if you do want me to do a video, then just pop a comment in the comment section below and I'll get a video out explaining all of this. When you have to find a rule, basically all we need to do is just simplify this, because I've started writing the first step out just for simplicity on this video. And when you have the functions like this, it means that basically what you're going to do is you're going to do the functions in order of: first you apply f of x, then you apply g of x, then you apply h of x. So the first thing that we are going to do, and this question might look quite intimidating, but it's actually really simple. It's one of those questions where you sort of think, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Because we're going to apply f of x first, the h stays the same. We're not going to do anything with the h yet, or the g of x. So the h of x and the g of x don't get touched. Because we're going to apply the f of x first, we look at what f of x actually is, and it's just x plus 2. So all we do is, where there's f of x here, we're just going to write x plus 2. And then the next step, once we've applied f of x, we're going to apply g of x. And if you look at what g of x is, it's a reciprocal of x, which just means x goes on the bottom of a fraction. So the h of x stays the same for now, because we're only interested in g of x now. So we need to apply g of x, which is this function, to what's inside this bracket, which is now x plus 2. So all we're going to do is g of x rule means that 1 at the top, x at the bottom. So what we've just done here is basically the product of f of x and g of x. Now all that's left to do is apply h of x. And if you look what h of x is, it means just take x and square root it. Well, this is now x. So we literally just square root what's in the bracket. How simple is that? And then we can just simplify that. Root of x plus 2. And that is the answer. So you can see sort of how or why we would want to find a rule for the composite function, because when you write things out like this, it gets very fiddly. There's lots of brackets involved. There's 3 functions. You've got to keep looking at what the functions mean. If we find a rule, then look how simple that is compared to this. It's so much easier to work with. And all this is that it just tells us what to do. So if we was to take x and give it the value of 10, you would just have 10 plus 2 square root at the bottom of a fraction. That is as simple as it is. And it's basically a process. Again, if you guys don't understand functions and you want me to do a video, then just drop a comment and I will do. We're just applying one function, another function and another function all at the same time. And that is the rule. So that is the answer. Really simple stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, because you will get a notification for the next video.